I'm gonna start off this video with a bunch of apologies. That sounds bad. First one, I'm gonna be coughing a lot. I have something wrong with my throat. I don't know what. I've had it my entire life, but right after I'm done eating, I always start coughing for like a good hour. Not always, but it's like a good 70% of the time, 80% of the time. So I'm just after having me dinner. So if I'm coughing all the time, I apologize, or like clearing my throat and all that. I can't help it. Secondly, I feel like I wear this thing every fucking video that I make. At least definitely in my TikToks. So I just wear it instead of wearing a hoodie. I do wash it. I have two of them on rotation. But yeah, I do actually wash this. It's clean. I know I wear it a lot, but what was the third thing I wanted to say? Oh yeah, the angle and this whole setup. You're currently sitting on a pillow right now. I'm in my bed. I would go somewhere else. I would like sit over there, but I broke my fucking toe. Like a week ago. Yeah, I think it was a week ago today. Yeah, basically. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. Basically, I was on holidays last week, right? I was only going the west side of the country, South West and Cork. Because my family have like a house down there or whatever. So I went with my ma and my dad. And a bit of backstory about me, I have a lot of issues, like health issues that have been undiagnosed because I don't like doctors and my doctor is like an hour away. But yeah, I just have a lot of issues, and also I have some mental issues as well that sort of drive me to do stupid things. And by that I mean like, but the history of my eating disorders, they like push me to over exercise even when I'm injured, which has resulted in long-term injuries, and then not eating properly and things don't heal right. And so I have like a bunch of issues with like my knees and my feet, my ankles. But anyway, I don't know if that's related. I think it might be, but I like the way I broke it is pretty like, oh yeah, that's possible. But yeah, guys, know why I wanted to say that. Basically, when was it? About for the last like 5 months, I'm dealing with problems with my feet, both of them. I think it's like a tendon or something like along there. With this one anyway. With this one, it's more up here, but the right one's the worst one. And it'll just be if I run or if I jump or if I just stand for too long or walk for too long, I get like this burning in my foot. And some like I can feel the tendons like moving and snapping and all that. So yeah, I haven't been doing much on my feet for the last while. And by that I mean like I love football, like soccer football. I also love Gaelic and shit like that. I haven't been playing for the last few months. And then also I run. Well, I used to run. But then I stopped doing that because of my feet, so I was doing more cycling and boxing and shit like that. But yeah, anyway, I decided while I was in Cork, it'd been about 2 months since I stopped all of that. And what was I gonna say? It'd been 2 months since I stopped all that. Oh yeah, my feet were doing alright. So I decided that, you know, like it's a really nice place where I go to. It's like Southwest Cork, what's it called? Castletown Bear. You think I fucking know it. I've been going there since I was a kid. Castletown Bear. And it's such a beautiful area of Ireland. Just like anything over, because anywhere outside of Dublin really. But like I really love Southwest, and just where we are, it's a bit outside of the town. So there's loads of like little country roads and there's like forests and all that. And there's always a nice place I can go running. And then also there's the house that we have is on like a big field, so there's like plenty of space for me to play football rather than like on the estates or in me fucking tiny back garden. Yeah, so it was the first full day we were there for a week. We arrived then on Saturday. It's like a 4 hour drive, so we didn't do anything on Saturday. On the Sunday, why didn't I do anything? I think I was just too tired. I think the day before kind of took it out of me, and also it had been raining that day, so the ground was all wet. So I decided, right, we won't do anything on Sunday, but on the Monday we can go running and we can play or whatever. But then it got into, oh no, I had things to do, that's what it was. I had a list of things I wanted to do that I'd been doing on the drive down, but I didn't get them finished. So I decided to do it on the morning of the Sunday. I got it done by about 3 o'clock. So I decided to go out and play some football. I was quite tired at this point, so I didn't sleep the night before because I was doing the shit that I wanted to do. Stayed up to like midnight and woke up like 5:30 or 6 or whatever. So I decided I'd go out and play a bit of football. Again, I was just sort of like messing around. I didn't even put on my football boots or whatever. And like the shoes I was wearing were like really shit as well. They're fucking 7 years old, if not older. Probably were like 9. I feel like I got them when I was 11 or 12. I think I was still in primary school, and I'm 20 now, so I think it was about 8 years ago I got them. I wear them a fuck ton, so they're downstairs and they're really easy to put on. You literally just slip them on. And they're NMDs. So like they're really comfy as well, but like the grip is shit and they're like really thin, really flexible. And you drink. I need to stop drinking Pepsi. I actually really love Pepsi. I used to hate it when I was younger. But now I feel like I'm sort of reliant on it because I drink a lot of fluids as it is. I probably drink like 4 liters a day. I think it's more just habit than anything. I like I chew gum as well. I feel like I just like my mouth doing things. I'm not even gonna go there. And when you drink that much fluids, like if you're just drinking strictly water, you get sick of it after a while. So like I usually drink, oh come here. Come here. I usually drink about 3 of these a day. This is my third one. And then I drink like 3 cups of tea, 4 cups of tea, and then I started drinking more Pepsi. But I feel like I need to stop. I'm better off drinking like my Waddy or Ribena or something. But anyway, what was I on about? It's all about my foot. So I was playing football. I was actually right about to go wing as well. That's the funny thing. I was playing for about half an hour. And my parents had just come back from the shop, so I was going to like help them unpacking everything. So I was just about to head inside, and I kicked the ball a bit over to the left, and down to the left was on a bit of a slope. So I didn't want the ball to be going down the slope, so I had to go and get it. And the gate was shut, so I just didn't want to go and get it down the slope. So I run over to it, and I decided to get like a back heel, like that. And yeah, next thing I know, I'm like on my fucking stomach. I'm just fucking ripping pain up through my foot. Like on my toes and everything. Oh, here. Then up through my foot a bit. And I don't know what I thought in the moment. See, initially my head was like, oh, that's bad, but I didn't think it was broken. I don't actually know if it's broken. I didn't go to a doctor or anything. That's just me presuming. But like I didn't think it was broken. I thought it was just like initial impact kind of pain, Like say like you got a slap or something, like it hurts for the first 20 minutes, half an hour. If it's bad enough, maybe like a day or something. That's what I thought initially. But yeah, so yeah, I couldn't walk on it. But again, I just thought it was just like, it's just like a bump or whatever. Just the initial pain. I even jokingly sent a text to my sibling being like, I broke my toes. Because I got my toes. Like, I didn't think that. But when did I first know? Well, like I woke up in the morning. There was no bruising for the first 24 hours. So again, I was just like, oh, it's just initial. Then I woke up the next morning. So this happened about like 3 o'clock in the evening. So this is like over 24 hours later. Couldn't walk on it, and they weren't massively swollen, but you can definitely tell they were swollen. And there was a very light bruising, but not much, and like no cut. Well, there's one tiny cut on it, but yeah, like I couldn't walk on it. And at this point, it was me 3 middle toes. So yeah, at that point I was still. Well, at that point I was a bit like, oh, maybe this is a bit more serious than just like a bump, you know. But I thought it was just sprained or whatever. I don't know what point I actually realised. Well, I do actually think it is sprained, because the sprain is just like damaging the ligaments. I'm pretty sure it is sprained as well if it is actually broken. Because now when I walk, if I lose my balance, I have to put all my weight on my heel. And, you know, heels are fucking round. So if I lose balance a bit, your toes automatically flex, because that's what they're there for. They're there to keep you balanced. And I just get like ripping pains up through my toe again if it's just flexes slightly. And I can't really bend it that well. When I say it's the middle toe. I think the other two are alright. Like, I can fucking touch them and move them and all that. But even just earlier, like I was just like literally my toe grazed the ground. And it didn't hurt, but it was like really sensitive. I can feel it. You know, I can feel like it's like bordering pain, you know? So yeah, I have that to fucking deal with. So that's why I'm here. I mean, I could go over there, but I guess it's gonna be more uncomfortable for me. So yeah, we're here. I hope the setup isn't too bad. I hope the volume isn't that bad. Hopefully I'll be able to fix it enough and everything. Hopefully me coughing and me throat doesn't annoy you too much, but you're going to fucking put up with this if you want to watch this. I'm not going to show you my toe. I kind of want to, but then also like it's that loud on YouTube. Just basically home. Imagine just me middle toe. It's weird. It's almost like stripes and bruises, bruising stripes. Then like also below us is, bruise. But after my toes, I didn't even fully explain how I think it happened. Basically, it's the same foot that I tried to kick the ball with. And basically, when I went to kick it, I did actually kick it, by the way. I'm not that bad at football. My left foot just shot out from under me because wet, no traction on the shoes. But because this foot was right up in the air, and because I wasn't expecting it, you know, you just go limp. But because this foot was right up in the air and I went up and over, my foot just like went up and over and slammed onto the concrete. And again, no padding in those and in these. And the way my toes are, my middle toe is like slightly bent. So that's what I think was that one. So that could have possibly protected my other toes, because if it was flat, I might have gotten more toes. But yeah, so that's fun. Like, the first time I played football in like 2 months. And I fucking break me toe. And I can't fucking walk, and now I can't meet up with people. Like, I can, but I always go down to them. It's a lot of fucking effort. It hurts to walk more than like 20 minutes. The way I have to walk, I have to lock my knee, I have to lock my ankle. And it's just very slow, very fucking boring and painful. And yes, that's it happened on the first fucking day of my holidays. I didn't get to go on a single run while I was down there. I haven't been down there in like 3 years. It's my fucking favourite place in the world. So I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I'm not actually as mad as I would have been even just like a few months ago, which is what I'm going to talk about today. During all this, because I think it's going to be a sit down video. I'm not looking like that because I'm already 15 minutes in. But I have shit to do, and basically what I'm doing to get more arse. I'm not doing the shoes. That's on hold for the moment. It's been on hold for a while. I think I'll put a picture up later. I'm not gonna get up. But for the last week, not the last week, the week before I went on holidays, I was I took a break from the shoes because I got a bunch of badges in the post and I was sewing them onto a jacket. You could have just pressed them on, but I don't trust that. I don't want to like lose a bunch of them and then it looks weird. So I was sewing on about 100 badges while I was watching the Olympics. I didn't record it. I was going through a bit of a thing at that time where I just had like no motivation to do anything. So I didn't record that. I'll put up a photo. But we're back today because I have to colour in this absolute beauty. If you don't know who Michael D is, he's the Irish president and I fucking love him. Look at him. That's our fucking president. He looks so Irish. I love him. He looks like a leprechaun. He is actually really sound. He's like a really big activist for people. What was he an activist for? I think he was an activist for women and also people of colour in Ireland back in the 80s. And yeah, he was just like a really progressive person and like a really sound person. But like, I don't know why I like him so much. He's just kind of a meme. Like, he's actually like 4 foot tall and he has like massive St. Bernards and like he just looks really Irish. So I really like him. But it was my sibling's birthday. Nearly a month ago now, shit. Nearly a month ago now. And I just don't know what to get people anymore. Like, I know them so well, but I don't want to just, you know, when you're buying something, you almost just buy something for the sake of buying it, you know? Like, you know they like something, but like you don't see something and be like, oh, we're gonna like this, let's buy it. It's just like, oh, it's your birthday, I know we're gonna like this, I'm gonna get this, just to have something to give them. And so I also am a bit broke and like a bunch of shit is expensive. So I decided I was gonna make something, which is what I have been doing for the last while. With people, I usually bake something. I'm gonna be baking them something whenever I meet up with them. Because they're vegan, so there's not like, you know, if you go into a shop, there's nothing there for them. And my siblings aren't buying me, by the way, that's why I'm saying they and sibling and all that. But yeah, they're also vegan. So like if you go into any shop, there's no like vegan cakes or whatever. And they're not into baking or anything. Their girlfriend is, but she's, you know, she works full time and up until recently she was in college full time, so she hasn't had time to do any of that. So I usually bake them something for their birthday. So I'm baking them something, but I'm also getting them this because I said they should get a Michael D poster for their sitting rooms. They got a new apartment recently. So I'm doing this while I'm going to be talking. I have a list of notes here to try and keep me on track. I need a pencil. To try and keep me on track with this topic, and also for when I am actually putting a title on this, because the last videos that I made of me doing the shoes and all that, I wasn't bothered to like go through the whole video to figure out what the fuck I was on about, so the titles are like really vague because I don't know what I was on about. I wasn't bothered to go through the whole thing to see what I was actually on about. But yeah, so what I'm gonna be on about, it's gonna be hard trying to focus on Michael and my talking points, so I'm not great at multitasking, but we'll give it a lash. So basically, while I was in Cork, literally sitting in the bed all day because I couldn't walk, and what else was I supposed to fucking do? Because I'm in the middle of nowhere. And basically, this was something that's been long overdue and something that I could feel sort of building up over the last while. And basically, I've just sort of had this deep desire to completely overhaul my life and just sort of not really start again, because I feel like I have been on the right track for a while, But, there's a lot of things that I've been wanting to do that I just haven't, and I'm being very vague about this. Basically, I just had this massive sense to drastically improve my life, and in so many ways as well. I should have structured this better someday. Because I know what I want to say, but I just don't know how to say it. Let me sit and think for a minute. So it started off with, as I said, it's been building for a while because I've been having these, I've been doing a lot of realizing and like looking at my past and realizing I don't like certain things about myself in the past, and then also certain things I don't like about myself in the present. And I spend a lot of time sort of dreaming of who I want to be, and making these plans for who I want to be, but never actually taking much action to get to where I want to be. And I was just sort of fed up with it. And I think sort of having sis in your bag. So also when I'm like, because I was in Cork, I didn't have like any of my instruments around me because there's no Wi-Fi down there. So I have my phone because I have 3G on my phone. But usually I'm like fucking overwhelming myself. I usually have my phone going, I usually have the iPad going, I might have my laptop going, I might have instruments playing. I'm like studying, or I'm like going out and doing this, or I'm like exercising or whatever. But just like literally just sitting in the one room for hours a day and not having that much distraction, because a lot of the things I wanted to do that I needed to do were on my phone, so I had no music playing, no YouTube videos playing. And I think that just sort of allowed me to stop and think for a bit. And also just like feeling the time go. Because, you think just like having to sit in a bed all day would slow things down for you, but I found the days was fucking flying by. And I've just felt this year, well, in parts of it it's flown, parts of it have gone by really fucking slow. But also I've been listening to a lot of drama channels. I feel like that's come back into it. I've been listening to this one lad, Adam McIntyre. He's an Irish drama channel on YouTube. YouTube, and he covers fucking everything. Just like a lot of I don't want to say drama, but a lot of like things going on in social media, like different people being exposed, people being accused of things. He also goes some more external things outside of the internet realm. But just sort of having these things on for the last while has sort of had to make me reflect on a lot of things that I do. I'm not saying that I'm as bad as any of those like fucking, what's his name, Clinton Kane, pretending his parents are dead and just like fucking capturing his girlfriend, but getting the girlfriend turned out to be a fucking raging racist. I'm not talking about that. I was never like that, but there'd be certain things where I feel like I wasn't doing enough, or like there'd be things that I once thought were acceptable that were obviously not right, and I feel like I'm incriminating myself. I just feel like I haven't been doing enough, and I also feel like I feel very behind in a lot of things. I'm being way too fucking vague with myself. Again, I don't know how to fucking word this. I'm not great at speaking my mind, if that is not obvious. I'm a lot better, well, not actually a lot better at writing, because it takes me about fucking 30 tries to actually get somewhere with my writing. But yeah, basically, summarize, I've just had this drastic sense of wanting to better myself, and to move on with my life. And to do that, first of all, it involves a lot of thinking about who you want to be, and what things from the past you don't exactly like, what things from the past you want to change, and why you want to change those things, and how you're going to change those things. But also thinking about why you got there in the first place, and there's been a lot of things in my life where a lot of the things that I want to improve. Well, first of all, I want to just sort of be a better person in general. I want to be out of my head a lot more. One of the things about mental illness is that you're in your head a lot, and you don't really pick up on things. You don't really pick up on other people. You don't really think about other people, because in a way it does make you selfish. Not in not directly harmful way. It's not you trying to be that way, and I've been aware of it for quite a while, but I haven't been taking the steps to actually change anything. But it does make you very selfish, because you're constantly thinking about yourself and your place and things going on around you, yourself in terms of, it's like your own emotional state, things like depression, they can really draw you into yourself, and that's sort of all I can think about. And then there's other things like being a more outspoken, I don't want to say activist, I don't know if that's the right word, but just being a lot more outspoken about the things that I believe in, and doing more for things that I believe in. For a while, I was just like, oh, it's enough to just have my own beliefs, and so like not be racist, be in support for Gaza or whatever it is, be like a Democrat, be accepting of trans people or gay people or whatever. I didn't really think to go beyond that. I thought that was enough. And, that's another thing I want to change. I want to be more vocal about that. But another thing that I want to work on are a lot more personal. Things that, really only affect me. Because the thing about mental illness and, being mental, I feel like all my videos are about mental illness, but like it's a very influential thing in my life, and I'll sort of get to that. But the thing when you've been mentally ill for pretty much the entire life that you can recall, it really defines you, and especially the type of mental illness I have, with it being suicidal depression and social anxiety. You really don't imagine a life for yourself outside of it, because you don't see yourself getting out of it. I don't want to make this like sound like, oh, what was me, I didn't think I'd live to be this age, but I really didn't. And there's been a lot of things that I've been facing that I never really thought I'd have to face before, and a lot of responsibilities I never thought I'd actually have, because I never thought I'd get to the mental state or just the age where I'd have to face them. And so I'm talking things like, even just like small things like going to college. For a while I didn't think that was possible for me, and for ages I was fucking dreading it. For a while I was just going because I felt like I had to. I didn't really see anything beyond this. I was just like, oh, this is the obvious logical next step for me. If I make it to that age or not, I don't really care. It's just, like, there's a possibility I will get to that place, and I'm gonna have to do something. So college is gonna be the thing that I'm going to do. But then there's also things like learning to drive. Again, I didn't really think I'd get to this age, but also I never thought I'd get to a place with my anxiety that it would be a possibility for me to be able to drive. You know, part of it is social anxiety, but part of it is just bad experiences with driving. You know, my father, he has a lot of anger issues, and he would often drive recklessly, and he'd also drink drive a few times with me in the car. And you know, my mom, she's not a reckless driver, but she's very critical of people who don't drive her way, or like people who drive too slow. And you know, that just sort of instilled itself on me as like, oh, I'm never gonna be good enough, or you know, like it's just, I just didn't think of the possibility for me. Then even things, you know, like having a relationship or having healthy friendships, or you know, just like being able to go out with friends on the weekend, or you know, just like small things like that. And recently, I don't really know what it was exactly, but actually I do kind of know. I think I know. Basically, for the last while, I've been doing some shit on my motorbike, and my motorbike has been a big cause of, I guess, tension and stress for me. You know, there's something that I've wanted to do for ages, but it's just sort of been sitting out there. Collecting dust and fucking breaking down, and then me having to fix it just because I break down again because I haven't been riding it. And I just felt like it was never going to happen, but then it did happen. And then I started looking back on other things that I thought would never happen. You know, things like my instruments, things like, I don't know, just like waking up in the morning, and things like having a job. I had a job for a year, and you know, like being able to go places by myself, being able to go into shops and talk to people, and being okay with meeting strangers, and being able to be in social situations for extended periods and not feel so anxious, and not going over every single thing that you say, or like every movement you make, or you know, just a lot of things that I didn't realize were happening but has happened. And you know, and then it's only when they have happened that you realize, oh, I actually could do that. So I think this sort of, I'm also just a realization that, you know, like I am going to college, I am actually excited for it, and I do see a life past college. You know, I have these plans for myself once I leave college. I have plans for when I'm in college, and college isn't just going to be another thing that I feel like I have to do. It's something that I want to do, and it's a course that I want to do. And, you know, I want to like join clubs, and I want to meet people. And basically, I just want a life, but that life that I want for myself isn't this unrealistic thing anymore, which was a major realization for myself, because it made everything go from, you know, like maybe one day to, right, this will be one day, you know. It went from something like, you know, if the stars are lying, if I get lucky somehow, this sort of hypothetical reality. And first, a lot of it was unrealistic because I held a lot of value in the things I could do and the things I could do for other people, rather than like who I was, and sort of neglecting what I actually wanted, and there being a huge difference between what I wanted and what is realistic. And I feel like I sort of found a balance between the both of them, because now what I want is to see a lot. I think I've talked about this before. I have a lot of hobbies basically. You know, I love music. I play a bunch of instruments. Love sports. Love a bunch of different sports. I love things like traveling. I love things like rock climbing and mountain biking. I love going to the sea. I love, you know, going around to Cork, going down to Wexford. But I also love just like sitting on the couch. I love watching movies. I love reading. I love playing video games. And in this little reality not reality, little dream world that I had made up for myself. I was able to do it all the time. I was able to be amazing at all of it all the time. And, you know, I was able to push aside all these mental health issues and physical health issues that I had without actually putting any work into do it, and, you know, things like suddenly disappearing and me having like this sudden like, what word am I looking for? There's a word I'm looking for. Just this sense of self-control that I could, you know, move past all of that, you know, like I could like fucking play football on a broken leg. I could play instruments for 30 hours straight without me fucking wrist about to break off. You know, go weeks on end only sleeping like 2 hours a day without feeling tired at all and being able to work through the tiredness. And, you know, that just wasn't realistic when you're telling yourself this is what a successful life looks like and you're not able to achieve it. You know, you beat yourself down and be like, oh, I'm never going to be anything. I'm never going to have the life that I want. And you sort of get wrapped up in that. But now that my future vision that I have for myself is a lot more in reach and a lot more realistic and a lot more toned down. And it aligns with what I can do and what I have been doing and where I'm going. You know, for the next while, my priority is going to be college. But then I'm also going to have to, I'm going to start driving lessons at some point. I need to do my theory test. I need to get out my motorbike more. And, you know, I'm going to have less time for my instruments and my art and making videos like this, but, you know, I'm still able to do all those things. It's not like I have to pick one or the other, and that's a very fortunate situation I get to be in where I can have those things. You know, all those things are luxuries, really. You know, not everyone's able to go to college, certainly not pretty much for free. I'm getting grants. Not everyone gets to live at home when they're in college. Not everyone can afford to have all these instruments. Not everyone is able to upload videos on YouTube or make art in their free time, you know. Some people don't have free time, some people don't have the money to be able to have that free time. Some people have health issues, some people have to care for other people. Some people just, you know, don't have the money, don't have the facilities, don't have a lot of things that I have. So, you know, that sort of changed for me. It went from, oh, I'm not able to do things, or, you know, I have to do this, to being more like, oh, I get to do this, which is, it's been a very positive development in my life. And, you know, I'm excited to get to do those things. And I also am frustrated with myself at the same time for putting it off for so long. And, you know, telling myself, oh, we're going to do it this time, but then never actually doing this. And also part of me is mad at myself for ever believing that I couldn't do all this, but, you know, that's fucking mental illness for you. And then a big part of me is also ashamed of what I used to be. Because I did a lot of things that, looking back, I'm very much ashamed of. And, you know, even just like looking back on things that I did a few days ago, I'm ashamed of. You know, because I am someone who still struggles with my mental health and hasn't been treating it the way that I should have been. And honestly, in some ways, not treating it as well as I should be, which I'm hoping to change. Once I get into college, there's a doctor in the college, and hopefully, and like therapists and all that, so hopefully I can make use of that. But yeah, especially in the past, where I was a lot more unsure of myself, and I just sort of do things that never felt right, but I did it because, you know, I wanted to fit in, or, you know, I wanted to get a laugh out of someone, or I wanted someone to think of me in a certain light, and I put a lot of my own beliefs and my own morals aside to allow for that. And that's something that I'm really unhappy with myself about. And, you know, I can't even really use the excuse of, you know, oh, you know, I was young. And even then, that's not an excuse. It is an explanation, but it's not really an excuse. But I was always very aware. I think it's because I grew up online, and also it does help that my sibling is a very progressive person. I'm fucking moving, sorry. My sibling is very progressive and outspoken about that, and they're very into activism and things like that. And so, like, from a very young age, I was exposed to the right thing. Well, yeah, like the right things, you know. I wasn't raised in a racist environment. I wasn't raised in a homophobic environment, transphobic environment, none of that. You know, my parents do have a few bigoted, outdated, racist views, some homophobic views, some transphobic. But at that point I knew better. And, you know, I'd known better for a very long time. I knew better when I was saying a lot of things. But, you know, I justified it in my mind, or I found a way to excuse it, which I'm really not happy with myself about. And that's something that I definitely want to work on, you know, I care more about people's perception of me, you know, more just like in the moment rather than the bigger picture. And that's not what I want to be. I want to be someone who sticks with their morals and sticks with what I think is right. And yeah, also just ways I've acted with my mental health, because for a very long time I did use my mental health as an excuse for things. And even as recently as January of this year, when I was in a very deep depression, I very much took it out on a lot of people, particularly people I was working with. You know, they're sort of the closest things that I had to friends at that time. I wasn't really close to anyone else at that time. And I feel like they're the only people that could help me, because, you know, I was around them all the time. And it just got to a stage where, you know, I had confided in them, but once I had confided in them, I expected a lot out of them, and I let my emotions sort of rule a lot of the things that I did, and I wasn't able to, I think, separate, you know, my own personal life from work life, and I created a very negative environment when I was around them, and I said things that were not right, and I expected things from them that I should not have expected. And yeah, I was just a shit person back then. As you know, we stopped talking since, and oh shit, I'm out of frame. I can't really blame them, honestly. I really want to go back and just like say sorry to them, but also I don't want to be like rehashing all that. I don't want to make them think like they have to accept an apology, or they have to be friends with me or whatever. So, you know, part of me just wants to leave that where it is. Whether that's right or wrong, I don't know. So I feel like I'm kind of ghosting them, because they did help me a lot. They also did some things that weren't beneficial to me. So it's sort of a bit of a tricky situation, but I need to take accountability for the things that I did in that situation, you know. I guess the only one positive I can take from that is that I know better now, you know. It's taking a lot longer than it should have. A lot of things have taken a lot longer than they should have. But you know, I'm here now and I am working on making myself into a better person. And I think now that I actually see a way out, that's going to be a lot easier. You know, I see a future for myself and I can really see the person that I want to be and have that be sustainable and, you know, a big long-term, lifelong project rather than, you know, I don't know, it's like, oh, I might make it to the end of college or, you know, like this thing that I want to be isn't achievable, so let's abandon all aspects of it, you know. If I can't be a professional footballer, you know, why am I trying to be this good person if I can't be the person I want to be, you know? It sounds stupid, but I think I was just sort of trying to get out of putting the work in and just sort of hoping things would sort themselves out on their own. But I've come to realise that everything in life requires effort and intention and work. You know, things like friendships and even just being yourself, because it's so easy to be swept up in things that you think you should be, for better or for worse, you know, whether it's, you know, like people telling you have to go to college or you have to get this degree or you have to have this job or you have to have this family that looks like this or you need to do this by this age or you know, it's like shit like that. What else was I going to say? I had another point that I was going to make, but I rambled on for too long. Yeah, just this fucking thing. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because like people telling you, and just like with social media, with all these, you know, just being bombarded with people with so many different beliefs and views on the world, and you know, people telling you these 1,000,001 diets you should follow, these workout routines you should follow, you know, these side hustles you should be doing, how to decorate your house, how to dance, you know, how to fit in with the trends, you know, all this shit. It's very easy to be swept up in what you should be rather than what you actually want to be. So it does take effort to actually be exactly how you want to be. As you know, I'm fine with putting in the effort. I made a list of priorities earlier, and I have a lot of things on it, but they're sort of like a sliding scale. I do have a lot of priorities, but some outweigh others. As you know, right now at the top of my list are things along the lines of just really honing in on becoming a better version of myself and really setting myself up for a good future, because the initial stages are going to be the most labor intensive, because it's going to take a while to actually unlearn, not even unlearn, but just like reprogram myself to acting certain ways or talking certain ways, or you know, set time aside for this rather than doing that. You know, with things like learn to drive, that's going to take a lot of time, and I'm going to have to sacrifice things to be able to do that, and that's going to be hard for me to have to, you know, like not being able to play my guitar one day because I might have to drive instead, and you know, things like being a better person, you know, what's something that I did recently that I'm not happy about, and then having to actually be intentional about changing that, because it's not like as soon as you recognize something that you don't like about yourself that you automatically don't do it again. Because if you gig it once, that's gonna be your default. Well, at least for the things that I've been doing anyway. Because I haven't been doing anything intentionally bad or malicious or anything. There's just a few defaults that I'm not happy with that I need to override. And that's gonna take some time and attention, and you know, that's gonna be fine with me. That's gonna be top of my priority list for the last while. It's been things like, you know, playing my guitar or starving myself. Can I joke about my bulimia on here? Is that allowed? It's my channel, fuck it. Yeah, but I also say things like my mental and my physical health, because I've been putting that aside a lot. You know, again, the car thing is a big thing with me. Motorbike thing is a big thing with me, because I'm wanting more independence. And I'm trying not to pressure myself about this, because, you know, part of me is just like, oh, you're 20 now. Yeah, you should be well on your way, because like you're able to drive in Ireland at 17. You can drive a motorbike at 16 actually. And you know what, I did actually try to ride a motorbike when I was 16, but then fucking COVID happened, so fuck COVID. But yeah, I need to really try and get past that, because first of all, I've had fucking mental problems, then also COVID was another thing. But then also it was like personal issues, health issues, and then also, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know, like I feel like developmentally, in a lot of aspects, I'm a few years behind. You know, shit like depression and anxiety, and also just like COVID, that whole shit. Those things have really delayed me. You know, social anxiety really hinders your social development. I could not hold a conversation with someone until I was 19, until I got a job in a deli, and you know, that kind of forced it out, yeah. You know, things like friendships, I've never, well, like I have had friendship, I was gonna say I've never had a friendship. I have, but, you know, part of this was very unhealthy, and a lot of them were situational, and a lot of them were, what the fuck did I do with my pencil? Hello? Where are you going? What the fuck did I do with it? Oh, there you are. A lot of them were situational. You know, just like being in school with people. And, you know, I had a lot of friends in school. But then as soon as, you know, school ended, they all went away. And a lot of the friends that I made were because they were friends of friends. Or, you know, I was just sitting beside them or whatever, and we were forced to do a project, and, you know, that's how we got talking. It was never intentional on my part. It was just sort of something that happened. And even then, I was just sort of relying on them to put in the efforts and to keep conversations going. I'll be like, you may as well have just been talking to the fucking wall, because I was giving nothing back. And then, like, romantically, you know, fucking one situationship, it lasted a few weeks. And that's it. So, you know, I feel like I have had the last 2 years, like, I won't say off, because, like, I was working and, like, doing shit. But, you know, I haven't been in school for the last 2 years. So, I feel like when I go to college, you know, I feel like I will, like, developmentally, I'm sort of where everyone else will be, even though they're 2 years younger. That does sound kind of bad. I don't want to infantilize myself. Infantilize, is that the word? You know, I am still very much 20. I'm more so saying it as a way to not feel bad about being a bit delayed with life, because, you know, everyone sort of tells you, I feel there's this sometimes spoken, sometimes unspoken expectation that, you know, like as soon as you leave high school or secondary school, you go to college, you know, as soon as you're able to get your license, you go and get your license. You know, because sort of everything happens at this particular time in your life, and if it happens at any time outside of this, you know, it's wrong, or, you know, you're doing something wrong, or, you know, shit like that. So I'm trying not to get caught up in that. And so, you know, for working with society's expectations, I'm sort of where an 18-year-old would be, I guess. But, you know, again, I'm not trying to think about that too much. I don't really care about age, at least not anymore, anyway. I used to be a big thing with me. I used to like fucking ridicule people for being older or younger, or, you know, just fucking have a meltdown every time I got older. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea. I did used to care a lot about age and time, and, you know, this has to be done at this age, this has to be done when you're like this, or, you know, stupid shit like that. There are things that I used to care about. What are the other things I wanted to talk about? Long overdue, we got to that bit eventually. It took a while. Want to better self. Yeah, we covered that. Should I go into detail? I feel like I tried to go into detail. I'm very forgetful. My memory is not looking good, lads. I feel like by the time I'm about 40, I won't even remember my name, honestly. I wonder if that's down to something. Because it can't be normal. So I was literally only writing this. Like, I was literally making a list of the things that I wanted to work on maybe like an hour ago when I was cooking the dinner. I want to get my fucking foot fixed. That's something I want to get better. Oh, I don't even relate that back to why I'm not as caught up with the whole foot thing. I'm very much just, you know, take things as they come right now. Because even just like a few months ago, I had this schedule mapped out in my head. I had to do this every day, I had to do this every day, I had to do this every day. And, you know, I had all these plans when I was in Cork, and I knew this was going to be the only time this year I was able to go down, and who knows when I'll get to go down again. So, you know, I had all these things that I wanted to do, but, you know, I only got to do a small fraction of them. And even just a month or two ago, that would have fucking devastated me. Like, I would have been actually, like, I'm not even joking, I would have fucking cried over it. I would have sulked the entire time I was down there. I would have probably just, like, stared at the wall for a week. I'd probably try and push through and do things that would hurt me and set me back even further. But, you know, literally as soon as it happened, I was just like, oh, okay, if I can't do this, I can do this. You know, and when I realised it was a lot more serious than just maybe like a week-long thing, it's like, oh, okay, we'll let this heal. We can do this in the meantime. Then when it heals, we can get back to doing this. Because now, because of my foot, I can't get started with driving. I can't go out on my motorbike for a while. Again, I can't run. I can't play football. I'm hoping it will be at least like a stage where I can walk on it, so I'm not fucking hobbling when I go to college. College is starting in like a month, and, you know, fucking starting college is hard enough. I don't need to be going around with one leg. So yeah, that's just, you know, I'm just in a place where I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy with where I'm going, and I'm a lot more realistic about everything, I guess. You know, things I can achieve in a day, things I can just fucking do with my health and my resources and my time. because a lot of the time when I was doing this thing with the patches, right? I hope you can still hear me. I'm very comfortable back here. The thing with the patches, I was saying I was in a bit of a mood. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but I have a feeling it was about just sort of being caught up in doing too much, but at the same time not doing enough. Because basically what was happening was that I have this list of things that I want to do. Again, all it's like fucking hobbies that I have. Spending hours a day on instruments and working out and doing shit with art and social media and all that. And, all well and good, I'm not doing anything else first. I like keeping myself busy. It's good to be engaging with hobbies and all that. But I expect myself to do a million and one things in each day, and I've drastically underestimated how much time each thing took. And then I also getting factoring the human factor, I guess, that I'm not going to be on the ball 24/7. I'm gonna have to fucking eat, I have to go to the bathroom, and also sometimes I just like looking at the wall, listening to music. And then also just the burnout as well. Your brain can only manage so much in a day before it feels like you need to wind down. So I find myself fucking procrastinating and doom scrolling. And I do that for like 2 hours at the end of the day, and I won't get to like edit videos or upload things onto YouTube or TikTok or whatever. And then I feel bad about it, I feel guilty about it, I feel like I wasn't making enough progress. And again, a lot of that came back to unrealistic expectations, where in my head I'd be able to like post like 2 videos a week on YouTube and like TikToks every day, and then also be able to do art every day and be able to do instruments every day. And maybe again the line I'll be able to when I'm a lot better at these things and I'm a lot better at managing my time. But at the beginning stages, like anyone trying to I'm in the beginning stages of life, really, my independent adult life, and then also a lot of these hobbies. Like I only started YouTube on my birthday, so that was 6 months ago. I only started playing a lot of these instruments in the last 6 months. I only got into producing music recently. I only got back into art recently. Then I have the whole motorbike thing, I have the whole car thing I'm trying to do, I have studying that I'm doing. I want to learn languages, I want to learn about different cultures, and then also I've, just like fucking things to do around the house. I have to keep my room tidy, I have to change my bed sheets, have to cook, have to clean, have to look after the dog. And I wasn't factoring in all those things, so I always bogged myself down. I feel like I wasn't doing enough, when I was literally doing more than anyone else that I know, even though it's not like direct work. It's me spending a lot of time working on myself and doing things I love, and literally doing shit from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. And a lot of the time I'm not even sleeping that well, I'm not eating right, so that doesn't fucking help either. And again, mental health, physical health, not up to scratch. So yeah, I'd be working, and I work myself to the point of exhaustion, to the point of burnout, and fucking hating everything that I do. And I still never feel like enough. So yeah, I think that was what caused the whole reluctance to record the whole thing with the patches. I just wanted to listen / watch the Olympics and just not really think for a while. But I'm in a place where I have one video sitting on YouTube at the moment that's privated that I need to make a thumbnail for. I need to make a title for, and it's been there for a few days now. I've been in my camera roll for the last 2 weeks, and fuck knows when I'll get posted. fuck knows when I'll go public, you know? It could be tomorrow, it could be a few weeks from now, you know, I don't fucking care. It's been weeks since I posted on Twitter. I don't care when I post again. If I want to post, I'll post. You know, if I have time to post, I'll post. Like something I want to say, I'll post. But if I go 3 weeks, 2 months without posting anything, that's fine. If I go, like I went the full week without playing any of my instruments, so apart from my guitar, I brought my guitar with me. But you know, like I didn't play any of my other instruments because I was down in Cork, and you know what, that's fine. You know, I didn't fucking die. I actually kind of got better. What's the point? Well, I got better. Yeah, I have this weird thing today where shit that I found really easy yesterday, I was really struggling with today. But then things that I was really struggling with yesterday were really easy today. So that was kind of annoying, but you know, shit happens. And yeah, you know, I'm just sort of in a place where I do what I can in the day. You know, I have things that I have to prioritise, and unfortunately, a lot of the things that I love are things that sometimes I have to sacrifice. But as I said, I'm very fortunate to be in a position where I can actually do these things. I'm also fortunate to be in a mental space and physical space where I can actually do these things. Because, you know, going back to just a few months ago, I was too fucking depressed and anxious to play any instruments or get out of my fucking bed or do art or go out and take photos or videos, or you know, I didn't have the confidence to make YouTube videos, or you know, that's sort of the downside to having a lot of hobbies. But you know, I do actually get to engage in all of them, which is something that not everyone can say. And you know, if this is the way it has to be, that I actually get to do everything. You know, that's just the way it is, and that's the way it will be. You know, I can't add more hours into a day. I can't stay up. I can't just be someone who doesn't sleep or doesn't eat or has no relationships or obligations or whatever to just dedicate 24 hours, 7 days a week to making music and making art. You know, that's not going to happen. So there's any time that I can allow and that I am physically and mentally capable of engaging in these things, that is what I'm going to do. How do I even get onto that topic? Who knows? I think it's to do with me being okay with breaking my toe. Yeah, like again, like like it is what it is. It's frustrating because I want to play football, I want to run, but you know, I will get to do it. Should I leave this video? Because I have one more thing I want to say, but I could easily make this into another video. Did I even get through everything I want to do? I think I did. Yeah, I got through pretty much everything. There is something else. I'm probably gonna leave because I'm gonna go on a tangent about it. Because when I was in Cork, I had a bit of a experience that lends into this topic and my recent revelations. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that for another video because I know I will go off topic, and I've already been talking for over an hour, and I fucking had this. It's gonna be fun for me. I do like editing, but it just takes for fucking ever. I didn't even get anywhere. That's as far as I got. Look at that. That's all I've got. I'm meant to be giving this again in like possibly 2 days. we'll see. I might be meeting up with them in 2 days, but again, broken foot. I can't go far. They don't really want to come down here. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, if I finish this before I get to make another video, I put in a finished photo so you can see it. But yeah, that is all. See yous.